Okay, hopefully this is working, and I'm going to show a couple issues with bias effects too, and some of these are still bias effects and in general positive grid issues. So first of all, let's get a baseline for the project size here, 3 kilobytes, and I'm going to load up a pretty munchy plugin. Let's see, let me think of something. See if I have Revolver. Okay, so here's Revolver. Hopefully it's going to load up. Okay. I'm just going to add amplifier, and it's probably going to add a cabinet with it. Oh man, I don't know why this is running in demo mode. That's a bummer. Okay. And so I'm going to save that. I'm going to save the project. So this with here. Let's just add some stuff. I'm throw in a pedal, another pedal, put some kind of effect. Okay. So I'm going to save this. So now, after saving that, so it's 3 kilobytes when we started, it's still 3 kilobytes. I'm going to open it up so you can see what this looks like. So there should be some lines of hash that's going to be like Revolver's. Yeah, so here it's a couple lines, right? Just a very few lines, and that's explaining everything that's going on in this plugin. Okay, I'm going to remove this plugin, save it again, and we should be back around 3 kilobytes. Okay, and just so we know it's not a fluke, let me let's just gonna put like ignite emissary, and then their impulse loader, and their let's go find some like a tube screamer. Sorry. So here's TSE's 808. So now we have a decent signal chain here. I'm going to save this. Now you see how quick those things loaded up too, right? Now, so that added 2 kilobytes. Okay, so that added a little bit. I'm going to open this up again. We're going to look at what this looks like now. And so we got 3 different plugins, and they have a couple lines of code. This one, maybe this has 8, 9, 10 lines of code or something. Okay. So I'm going to remove this, save it again. Now we are, so where did my, so we're back at 3K. Okay. So now I'm going to add bias effects too. Watch this whole thing get kind of unresponsive for a while. So now we're going to load up. And now we're still going to load up. And we're going to load up some more. We're going to keep loading. Okay, now so here we are. So now I'm going to save this. So this went from 3 kilobytes to 362 kilobytes. And so you remember what this looked like before. Now I'm going to show you what this looks like with just one instance of bias effects in it. So here's the project file again. And remember what was 3 or 4 lines. I'm just going to scroll through this. So here's what bias adds to it. Scroll down here. Still scrolling. Still scrolling. And you can imagine, I'll scroll this down. This is going to take forever. So you can imagine how much adding 300 kilobytes to this file, it's a lot. And all this hash, it takes a while for the plugins to read. I mean, that's really pretty hardcore. Okay, so that's a big issue. And we actually found a way to deal with this on some of the other plugins, like some of Stephen Slate's stuff. And hopefully your software engineers can talk about doing something about this. And if they want any help, I can help, or at least point them to some place where they can get some help. Okay, so here's my outstanding issues right now. So I think, of course, you guys already know that we don't have any MIDI, right? I'm sure that's not a bug. That's just, it's not done yet. Okay, so I'm going to replace this head. I go to bias amp. Bass, look at that. This actually loads really quick compared to the way it used to, which is awesome. Blues, good. Clean, good. Crunch, good. Classy, good. High gain, good. Insane, good. Metal, whoa, it just popped out of there. What happened to metal? So I'm going to try and replace it again. And now replace does nothing. So I can try and load one of my banks. In fact, I got to show you this too, because this is a problem. But okay, so I've loaded one of mine. I'm going to try and replace. Replace does nothing now. So the only way I can get replace to do anything is to remove it, add bias effects again. And, you know, this might just be a bug on this particular system, because I think I tried it on my other computer at home, and not sure that it actually had this problem. So if you're not seeing this on yours, maybe this is a problem with the way it's talking the bias effects on this particular computer. So metal didn't work. Let's try custom. See, custom popped out too, and now I can't replace. Okay, so I got to remove bias effects again. I'm going to put it on there again. Okay, and let me show you this. I'm going to try and load my bank. Now this could just be something because this was an early beta, but now this thing is saying it's locked up, and I actually don't have anything weird on there. It's just another head from bias amp 1. It's not a bass head, so I'm not really sure what this is looking for. But again, I made that project in the beta, so that might be okay. I think you guys saw that Tone Cloud is not seeing a lot of the presets. It's only seeing certain ones. I'm not sure how it picks which ones it can see and which ones it can't. But really appreciate how much faster Tone Cloud loads. That's actually really cool. I think that's the big deals getting through here. I just don't know why this is happening. So if I go to bias amp 2, look at that. This loads so much faster than bias effects 1. I don't know why these are missing, but you know, who knows? Maybe my install could be goofy. Let's go to high gain. High gain seems to be working here. Insane's working. Metal. See, metal's working on bias effects too. That's actually kind of strange. So really, it is this. So if I go to insane on bias amp 1, yeah, metal just pops out, and then this, where you can't replace after that. On the earlier betas, I was having some other problems, and I don't think I'm actually having them anymore. All in all, this is absolutely incredible. I mean, I don't know if you guys worked off of my list or what, but you guys did an amazing job. I mean, being able to move this this cabinet in front here, that means we can make our own acoustic simulators, which is so awesome. Having the harmonizer is absolutely awesome. I think I was having some trouble going between single and dual, but it doesn't look like it's croaking on me anymore. I think that was the big ones. It's the amount of hash that it writes to the project code, and this problem with finding some of the amps on bias amp 1 and the replace problem. I think those are the majority of my problems now. Before it was defaulting a little bit too low on the input and output volume, but that is set now. Again, thank you guys. The scenes are amazing. You know, I was hoping either you guys were going to do snapshots or you were going to do some cooler preset switching, but it looks like you guys have done both. And number one problem that almost everybody gets wrong out of all the companies out there is this one. And you guys got this licked. You can put the cabinet on the output that's going to your PA system, and no cabinet on the output that's going to your guitar amplifier. And that, you guys did an amazing job, and that is just, this is so awesome. You have no idea how happy I am that you guys have just absolutely stepped up to the plate. And given the competition that you're going to have this year, I mean, there's some incredible products out this year, but you guys did amazing. And I mean, everybody there deserves a pat on the back. But and there's always a caveat. Please do something about this. Like, there is just no reason for it to eat this much. And if you get rid of this, I almost guarantee that it's going to open faster and everybody's going to have a happier time. In real-time use, when I have a lot of tracks armed, drums and 2 guitar tracks and bass track and vocal tracks, everything going live, which I know you shouldn't be doing, but whatever. We're doing it at low latency. We're streaming live on the air with the full band. And the real-time CPU is what matters here. And actually, you can see this in Reaper, what this is going to eat if so this is not bad. So if I arm this track and put it in monitoring, we're going to start picking it up. Look at that. The real-time CPU use is up to 21%. It's kind of a lot. It's not terrible. The actual CPU use that this thing's using is just, 2.5% is not a bad number. This is a little bit higher than Bias FX 1 was, but this is where it's bad. And we really want to keep this super low. This real-time CPU is pretty high. I'm going to bypass the plugin and take a look where it goes now. So you see, if anything's going to cause it to click and pop, that's what it's going to be. So again, I'm gonna throw Ignite's stuff on here. I mean, it's climbing, but it's nowhere near the 21%. So maybe there's an efficiency pass that you can still do, or maybe several. And I know it's going to get a little bit munchier once you get the MIDI up. But all in all, this was an absolutely awesome release, and I'm already using it. So in real projects. So this is awesome. Thank you guys. And hopefully this makes some sense to you. Thank you.